Welcome to Duke University's 2026 Commencement Ceremony. Please direct your attention to the end of the field and welcome the Duke University class of 2026. Now entering the stadium are the candidates for degrees from Trinity College of Arts and Sciences. Entering now are the candidates from the Pratt School of Engineering. Next, please welcome the candidates from the Sanford School of Public Policy. Now the candidates from the Nicholas School of the Environment. Currently entering the stadium are the candidates from the Fuqua School of Business. Entering now are the candidates from the School of Nursing. Welcome the candidates from the Divinity School. Currently entering are the candidates from the School of Law. Please welcome the candidates from the School of Medicine. Now entering are the candidates from the Graduate School. Please rise and remain standing as we recognize the Duke University faculty, the Duke University administration, the members of the Board of Trustees, followed by the members of the Platform Party. Now, please remain standing for the presentation of our colors by members of Duke University's Air Force ROTC program and the singing of our national anthem.
Let us pray. Gracious God, because of you, this morning is new with the dew of goodness and mercy. Thank you for the brilliant breath which powers every melody that fills the air today. Over our heads, we hear music in the air, and we join all creation in a hymn of praise, celebrating your amazing grace that has enabled us to finally graduate, especially when we see those we thought would never make it out of here. with our Blue Blood family and Blue Devil friends, we raise our voices and say thank you. Thank you for helping us to make it through tuition bills, through borrowed loans, through final exams, through all-nighters, through breakups, through boring classes, through dorm bathrooms we had to use down a hallway, through the toils and snares of strategic realignments and cost reductions. Thank you for never reducing our human capacity to create and innovate, to play and pray, to be resilient and resolute, to lead and love. Your gracious presence has been a holy through line, giving us joy even when faced with injustice or other hardships. Through it all, we have learned, we have grown, we have overcome, even as we acknowledge that not all of us scored touchdowns or made field goals, but some of us received penalties or were hurt on and off the field. Yet we stand with grateful hearts for those who always stood with us on this journey and cheered us on through every quarter of life. Thank you for the caring cloud of witnesses who surround us like this stadium, family, friends, faculty, staff, administrators, trustees, the setup and cleanup crews who show us that we should never travel alone, but always in good human company. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for everything that we may face, and remind us of your daily grace that we might always be gracious to everyone we encounter on the road ahead. Lead us to not only aspire to go to space, but to make space for one another, recognizing that even the stranger might be an angel. With gratitude for the gift of the light of this new day and the precious gift of the class of 2026. Amen. Please be seated.
Good morning, class of 2026. I am thrilled to join your faculty, families, and many friends in congratulating you on reaching this milestone, your commencement. Today is, fittingly, Mother's Day, when we come together in gratitude for the love and the support that sustains us. So in that spirit, let's begin by expressing our appreciation for the mothers, family members, and friends who are with us here today and who have supported and guided our extraordinary graduates throughout their lives. Let's also recognize the exceptional Duke Wind Symphony, our student ensemble, and all the students, volunteers, staff, and faculty who made today's celebration possible. Thank you so very much. We will now hear greetings from our student representatives, Juliet Peñaranda Perez and Lucas Beleche, as well as Academic Council Chair Mark Anthony Neal, who will share greetings on behalf of our faculty.
Good morning, class of 2026, faculty, and families. I stand here today as a first-generation student from a working-class Puerto Rican family. But more importantly, I stand here as someone who didn't get here alone. My grandmother is here today. To be here, she took her first flight in over 20 years, and probably her first weekend off and even longer. In her and in my parents, I see a love so fierce that they ensured that while their journey was uphill, mine could be limitless. To my grandmother and my parents, everything I am today is thanks to you. A mi abuela y a mis padres, Todo lo que son es gracias a ustedes. But this isn't about my story. It's about our story. The stories and quiet realities we all carry. We didn't all start from the same place. We didn't all carry the same weight, but we all carried something. And together, we learned how to move forward. So, class of 2026, this degree is more than a credential. It is a chance to shape what comes next. In a time that feels so divided, we can be the ones who make room for different stories, voices, cultures, different ways of seeing the world. Because what we build next should not just reflect where we came from, but who we made room for along the way. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, friends, and family members, especially moms. I am deeply honored to represent the graduate and professional student body today, especially given that this year, 2026, marks 1 century since Duke's graduate school was first established. However, I could never independently represent the far-reaching excellence that is present in this stadium right now. This graduating class reflects years of intense scholarship conducted everywhere from Duke Hospital to the studios in the Rubenstein Arts Center, to the Marine Lab on North Carolina's coast, to, of course, our magnificent chapel. Yet, as widely as our intellectual impact reached within our respective domains, we also formed bridges. In our academics, this meant an interdisciplinary culture where we push science forward because of, not in spite of, our different backgrounds. And outside of school, we forged deep friendships with one another through the shared stress of March Madness or the uneasy excitement in trying those interesting new ice cream flavors at the parlor each month. I feel particularly well suited to speak on these lifelong bonds that we formed here, given that in a few months, I will be marrying one of my classmates from my doctoral program. Thank you. But even if you didn't propose to the person sitting next to you in class, I am sure that Duke will forever be a part of all of our lives, and I am eternally grateful to have shared this time with you. Congratulations, graduates.
On behalf of the faculty of Duke University, I am delighted to congratulate the class of 2026. My faculty colleagues and I are thrilled to see you in your cap and gowns, and even more thrilled to join you with your families and kin to celebrate this culmination of your time at Duke. In our roles as teachers, mentors, interlocutors, and advisors, we take great pride in the ways that you have grown and developed over these past years. The boundless curiosity, the multifaceted perspectives, and the intellectual energy that you have exhibited on Duke's campus, in our classroom, and in the city of Durham have enriched us as faculty. Like those who have come before you, we look forward to the ways you will carry your Duke experiences into a dynamic and challenging world. Frankly, we expect you to do so. Indeed, we are heartened by our confidence that you will soon erect guideposts for the next generation of young folk who will also demand really, that you will inspire them. Importantly, as you earn your degrees today, we hope that you will continue to nurture the friendships that have made Duke such a compelling place for you. That includes maintaining connections to those faculty who had the honor to teach you knowing that we will delight in all of your future accomplishments. To the class of 2026, and in the great words of Earth, Wind, and Fire, be ever wonderful.
Thank you, Professor Neal, Juliet, Lucas, for those thoughtful words of welcome. Today we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2026 and also look forward with pride to the paths you will soon forge beyond Duke. Many of you have been here for 4 years as undergraduates or medical students. Some have been here much longer, earning PhDs or multiple degrees, and others arrived more recently for professional and postgraduate courses of study. Regardless of how much time you've spent at Duke, you're probably in both a celebratory and a reflective mood today, celebrating all you've achieved here while reflecting on the many now familiar and I hope joyous experiences of Duke student life. And along with the celebration and reflection, there's also anticipation. This is, after all, a commencement, marking the beginning of your life after Duke. And it would be natural to feel, on that front, a bit uncertain about the future. These are perhaps unusually uncertain times. So I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that many of life's most joyful moments, including those joyful moments you experienced here at Duke, often happen under unpredictable and what could be seen as less than ideal conditions. For example, you might remember our celebration of the university's centennial, which included an Ed Sheeran concert in this very stadium. You may recall the weather that day took a serious turn for the worse. And yet, as heavy rain poured down on us, the energy grew, turning a great concert into an unforgettable one. And fortunately, it appears that your memories of commencement will not also include drenching rain. Even the best prognosticators can't fully predict the elements, much less the ups and the downs of life. But I hope, as part of your education here, you've learned some ways to buffer against these unpleasant turns, to weather, as we say, the storms. First, prioritize the things you can control. Stay focused. Have confidence that with persistence, determination, and resilience, you will see brighter days. Days like today. We're gathered here to celebrate this milestone because you chose to put in the time and the hard work required to get here. This year, us Duke football fans are reveling in the fact that we are ACC champions. December marked the first time we've won an outright conference title in 43 years. And it was the first time in ACC history that one university won titles in football and in men's and in women's basketball. And we took a title in fencing as well. But getting to the point of hoisting that football championship trophy required long-term commitment to our program, to our values, and to teamwork. And it came with heartbreaking losses along the way. Setbacks and rough patches, sometimes whole seasons that tested and ultimately strengthened our resolve. So it's a matter of focus. As you commence from here, focus not on what you can't predict or control, but instead on what you can do to improve. Choose to focus not on what you don't have, but what you do have, including your Duke education, in order to keep moving forward. A second way to buffer those stormy, disorienting stretches, to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs, is to keep things in perspective. Obstacles that seem overwhelming, frustrating, or disappointing may lead you to change course. And when you do, you might just discover an unexpected opportunity. The new route could lead you to amazing people and places you would otherwise have missed. It could turn out to be the faster route to your destination, or it could lead you to change your destination altogether. We're celebrating the completion of your studies today because you adjusted and adapted as you encountered those unexpected complications along the way. I imagine you may have experienced some low moments as you stared down impending deadlines or wondered if you were really cut out for this. I'll bet that more than a few of you made course corrections along the way, but here you are, degree in hand, and better for the journey. A third way to weather storms ahead, perhaps the most important to keep in mind, is to remember that you don't have to do any of this alone. When you arrived here, you joined a dynamic community of students, faculty, staff, and alumni, and you will always have us. The undergraduates among you were the first class to experience QuadX in its full form, and the first to start here with a week of experiential orientation programs. You were also the first to receive your own customized Duke football jerseys. And now that I think of it, those jerseys may have played a role in our recent success on the gridiron. Well, here you have learned the power of collaboration, community, and cooperation. In first-year design teams, Bass Connections teams, in MPP Spring Consulting Project teams, and as part of Team Fuqua. Take that power with you. Your fellow Duke alumni and all of us here on campus will be there for you to provide support, guidance, and friendship at any point throughout your lives. And I know that your work and your engagement in the world will also inspire and guide and uplift others. Class of 2026, you are ready for this. Everything you've accomplished at Duke has prepared you to make a difference on an even greater scale. The world needs you. Duke is grateful for you, and your family and friends are proud of you. You are made for this. Congratulations. I'm now delighted to welcome the chair of the Duke University Board of Trustees, Adam Silver, to formally open this commencement for the awarding of honorary degrees.
Mr. President, I am now pleased to declare this commencement open. Duke University awards honorary degrees to recognize extraordinary achievement and service to the world. The candidates for honorary degrees have been enthusiastically approved by the faculty of the university and by the Board of Trustees. Each will be accompanied by a faculty sponsor.
I am now pleased to confer by the power vested in me honorary degrees upon 4 exceptional candidates. To today's recipients, we know that your example will inspire our graduates to pursue careers of equal purpose and principle. I now invite Andrea Woods Valdez, Associate Professor of the Practice of Dance and Duke Dance Program Chair, to accompany to the podium Diane McIntyre, candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts. Over the course of a more than 60-year career in the arts, Diane McIntyre has established herself as a pioneering choreographer, dancer, and mentor, and a cultural icon recognized for advancing artistic collaboration. In 1972, she founded the Harlem-based dance company and school, Sounds in Motion. The company's ensemble of dancers and musicians would go on to tour throughout the United States and Europe, while the school nurtured generations of performers and artistic scholars. Diane has choreographed a broad range of works, including concert dances and dance dramas, Broadway shows, operas, feature films, including the adaptation of Toni Morrison's Beloved, and a London West End musical. Her work has inspired audiences around the world and earned many honors, including the Dance USA Award, a John S. Guggenheim Fellowship, and a Kennedy Center Master of African American Choreography Medal. She has also earned the Alumni Distinguished Achievement Award from her alma mater, The Ohio State University. Duke was fortunate to host Diane for her residency in 2022, during which she developed Speaking in the Same Tongue, a full-length feature performance blending dance, music, and language. And when her company returned to Duke for a full performance in 2024, Ms. McIntyre invited Duke students to perform with the company in Reynolds Theater. Diane, for your extraordinary contributions to the performing arts, I am delighted to confer upon you this honorary degree of Doctor of Arts. I now invite Matthew Adler, the Richard A. Horvitz Distinguished Professor of Law, to accompany to the podium Cass Sunstein, candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. In 2018, Cass Sunstein received Cited Law Professor in the United States. A graduate of Harvard University and Harvard Law School, Professor Sunstein has helped shape modern understanding of constitutional law, administrative law, environmental law, and behavioral economics. He led a distinguished career at the University of Chicago Law School before serving as administrator of the White House Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs from 2009 to 2012. Over the course of his career, he has advised leaders and institutions around the world, including the United Nations, the European Commission, and the World Health Organization. He's also served as a senior counselor to the Secretary of Homeland Security, earning the department's highest civilian honor, the Distinguished Public Service Medal. Cass is currently the Robert Walmsley University Professor at Harvard University, where he founded and directs the program on behavioral economics and public policy. In addition to his faculty role, Cass is the author of hundreds of articles and dozens of books, including the New York Times bestsellers, The World According to Star Wars, and his book on improving human decision-making, aptly named Nudge. Cass, for your extraordinary contributions to law and public policy, I am delighted to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. I now invite Kendall E. Bradley, Assistant Professor of Orthopedic Surgery, to accompany to the podium Abby Wambach, candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. In the quarterfinals of the 2011 FIFA Women's World Cup, the United States trailed Brazil 2-1 with seconds remaining. when Abby Wambach scored a dramatic equalizer. Heading in a goal that forced a shootout, the Americans would go on to win. That goal was recognized with ESPN's ESPY Award for Play of the Year and is one of the 184 international goals she scored during her career, 26 more than any other American in history. During her extraordinary career, Abby won 2 Olympic gold medals, a World Cup title, and an NCAA championship at the University of Florida. A 6-time U.S. Soccer Female Athlete of the Year, she was inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame in 2019. In the years since her retirement from professional soccer, Abby has continued to lead and to inspire. She is the author of the best-selling book, Wolfpack: How to Come Together, Unleash Our Power, and Change the Game. And she co-hosts 2 widely followed podcasts, Welcome to the Party and We Can Do Hard Things. Abby is also co-founder of the award-winning media company Treat Media and a co-founder and part owner of Angel City FC, the first majority female-owned soccer club. For her advocacy for inclusion and gender equality in sports and beyond, she was named to Time's list of the world's 100 most influential people in 2015. Abby, for your inspiring achievements on and off the field, I am delighted to confer upon you this honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. I now invite Manju Puri, the J.B. Fuqua Professor of Business Administration at the Fuqua School of Business, to accompany to the podium Amy Hood, candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters and today's commencement speaker. Former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer once referred to Amy Hood as the best CFO in Microsoft's history, and the company's results bear that out. She is a thoughtful, visionary leader who's helped transform the company's financial strategy and position it for success. Since she was named Executive Vice President and CFO in 2013, Microsoft's revenue has more than tripled. And today, Microsoft ranks among the world's most valuable companies, an achievement driven in large part by a series of major acquisitions that Amy helped to spearhead. For example, when you update your LinkedIn profiles to reflect that, like Amy, you are officially Duke graduates, you'll be doing so on a platform Microsoft acquired in a major deal that she helped lead. Under her financial leadership, Microsoft has also completed other landmark acquisitions, including of GitHub, the world's leading software development platform, and Activision Blizzard, the global gaming powerhouse. Beyond financial strategy and performance, Amy has supported many of Microsoft's social impact initiatives, including its commitment to being carbon negative and its $1 billion Climate Innovation Fund. She has also played a key role in the company's $750 million initiative to expand affordable housing in the Puget Sound region. Last year, Forbes ranked Amy among the world's 20 most powerful women, and she is consistently featured by Fortune and Barron's as one of the most influential leaders in business and finance. Amy earned her undergraduate degree in economics from Duke University in 1994, and later went on to earn her Master of Business Administration degree at Harvard University. Her husband, Max, is also a Blue Devil who played football right in this stadium and who graduated in the class of 1993. Together, they are minority owners of Seattle's Major League Soccer franchise, the Sounders. Amy, for your extraordinary leadership, it's my great pleasure to confer upon you this honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. And I now invite you to address our graduates.
Thank you. President Price, the Duke Board of Trustees, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Congratulations. I'm so honored to be here with you today. As it does every single year, today's ceremony falls on Mother's Day. To all the parents, grandparents, and loved ones who are chosen family in the stands, congratulations to you as well. You survived it all. From application anxiety to move-in day to panic text about grades, how competitive clubs are now to get into, or if sweaters can actually be washed. It must be amazing to watch these graduates take their next step. Well done. When I told my mom I was coming back to Duke, her first reaction was, "You need another degree?" No, Mom, just the speech. Though I am very thankful to receive an honorary doctorate today, which means technically I'm more educated than I was when I had breakfast this morning. And as a CFO, that is a pretty good deal. I do remember sitting in those same chairs in 1994. I'd stayed out a little too late one last night after a long week of staying out a little too late, shedding tears from a lot of laughs, and in some ways, the finality of it all. And looking back, I'm pretty happy that we didn't have phones or Instagram to capture all of those moments. And while I was excited to move to the big city in New York, leaving this place and special people was hard. I was ready, or so they told me, and not really ready all at once. You know, commencement speeches tend to have a formula. A person who seems to have it all figured out gets invited to share with all of you how you can also figure it out. And if there were an Excel spreadsheet formula or a prompt these days for figuring it out, I would happily share it. But when you look back over decades, and often at a distance, successful careers across so many fields look like a straight line. Up and to the right, graduate Duke, go to Goldman Sachs, Harvard, Microsoft CFO. But up close, there was a lot more flair, a lot more roller coaster, and certainly no well-orchestrated plan. I didn't come to Duke actually planning to be in the business and technology world. I came to be a doctor and started as a biology major. I was amongst the few, the proud, who loved organic chemistry. And when I decided after sophomore year that med school wasn't for me, economics was the major that required the fewest additional credits to graduate on time. So, econ, here I come. No obsession with supply and demand or the Keynesian school, just a need to graduate on time. So I took an internship focused on introducing women from non-finance backgrounds into banking. Again, not because I loved banking, I didn't really know what it was, but I wanted to move to New York. And Goldman Sachs was a great learning experience. I can assure you, I would not have been voted by my peers, as most or even decently likely to succeed in finance. Business school felt a lot like a break after those long hours, then back to Goldman Sachs in San Francisco to try on tech for size. After a few years, it didn't feel right, and I tried to quit several times, and eventually the quitting stuck. I was thinking about going back to school, again. Third time's the charm, I thought. Maybe public policy this time. Then, I saw that the National Park Service offered internships. I thought, this is perfect. It's a sign. I'll get assigned to Yosemite or Yellowstone, a place iconic. I'll work outdoors, I'll live somewhere beautiful and feel space and the energy that nature provides. I got assigned to Alcatraz. It's a prison on a rock. It's interesting and fascinating history and a super entertaining movie, but not the manifestation I was looking for. I was 30 and stamping souvenir booklets at a former federal penitentiary. I lasted one day. My parents were worried, and frankly, I was more than a little worried too. After months searching for a job, a friend called me and asked if I wanted to interview at Microsoft. I said, sure. I'd been rejected by them twice already a few years back, but I got the job and accepted it in the parking lot without knowing a single detail about my compensation. It was a job, a step forward, and truthfully, I needed a paycheck. I packed my reliable silver Volvo in San Francisco and hit the road to Seattle. New job, fresh start, everything finally on track after a bunch of false starts. And then I didn't show up on my first day because I forgot there was a state between California and Washington, Oregon. And for the record, Oregon is a beautiful state. I've been there since, voluntarily. And I've been at Microsoft now for over 2 decades. But what started as just a job that frankly didn't sound that cool, wasn't in a city I loved, and seemed, frankly, like a company that was too big, turned into the opportunity of a lifetime in a city that I now consider home. I'm sharing it with you because as you start out, many successful careers are rarely, if ever, a straight line. Your next step doesn't have to be a perfect one. It just has to be an opportunity. And even the ones that now seem silly built confidence or taught me a lesson. And I can't believe I'm saying this to some of the most accomplished young people on the planet. But maybe lower your bar a little. Be open that something may not be exactly right, but could turn out to be a perfect place to learn about yourself, what you like, what you don't. All the steps matter, and it took me decades to figure that out. But what's remarkable about your generation is you mostly already know that. You've been adapting your whole lives, and that's a superpower. Which brings me to this special university. Many things have changed since I was here. I took notes on paper. I lugged around giant science textbooks in a double-strapped backpack, and I found my friends without a phone. I went to parties in sections and not in fields. But many things also haven't changed. You sleep in tents for long periods of time, you still burn benches, but I've heard there's now a safety team, and you have permits and stokers and extinguishers, and entire organizations get dedicated to making no one gets hurt while setting furniture on fire. I mean, that's great, it's progress. When I was here, people just lit things on fire and hoped for the best. But here's what I actually want to say about Duke. The most important thing I got in this place wasn't my economics degree, although I am thankful. It was something I didn't realize I was learning at the time. And Duke, it taught me how to learn, not what to learn, how. How to ask questions, how to sit with a problem I didn't understand and stay with it until something shifted. How to work with people who thought differently than I did and not assume I was the one who was right. How to be curious, relentlessly curious. And in fact, to use an accounting term, which always makes you sound cool, it was a skill that never depreciated. So many things have been rewritten or made obsolete over time with new depths of discovery. But the ability to keep learning when the ground is shifting is the thing that carried me through every uncertain moment I just described to you. At Microsoft, we talk about this all the time. We call it a learning culture. The idea that being intellectually curious and learning it all beats a know-it-all every time. We've survived decades as a company in an industry that only seems to have one constant, and that's rapid change. The thing that got me through the growing pains wasn't a plan. It was the ability to keep learning and grinding it out when the plans stopped working. And that started here, in this place, with the same education provided by incredibly talented professors who have stoked all of that in you. So let's move to you. Some of you are excited, some of you are terrified, some of you don't know your next step, and some of you do. A few of you are still hungover, and that's fine, I've been there. You're walking out of this stadium into a world that is moving faster than it ever has. Every generation has faced uncertainty, and when I graduated, some of that was true as well. The career advice that I received included things like learn how to use email, and make sure your resume is on good paper. Just know that whatever advice people are telling you right now may not age that well, but they are well-intended. The feeling of not knowing what's next is as old as commencement speeches, but this moment is different. The speed of change today is different, and the scale of it feels different. And you're graduating into a world where the ground is shifting under every institution and industry, and every assumption about what a career might look like. It's okay to be scared of that, but you're walking into this far more prepared than you realize. You went through a global pandemic when you were 14 or 15. Your classrooms disappeared, your routines vanished, adults around you were nervous and you adapted, you kept going, you figured it out. You're already experts in uncertainty. Being an expert in something doesn't mean it feels easy. You're going to have plenty of moments where you have no idea what you're doing, and the path ahead looks like sheer nonsense. So here's the one thing I wish someone had told me a lot sooner. There aren't many one-way doors. People, and frankly, even places like Duke, can wire you to believe that every decision is make or break. I see now that most of the choices I agonized over, shed tears over, lost sleep over, had a perfectly accessible undo button. I treated every fork in the road like it was permanent, when almost none of them are. I hope each of you stops seeing the world as one-way doors, so your choices are less clouded by fear and begin to feel like chances that you should take. So let me give you 3 things to remember. And if it's anything like my experience at work, I'll be super happy if you remember one. So the first, learn. The world's gonna change on you more than once, and in ways nobody in the stadium can predict. The degrees you're holding today are valuable, but the most valuable thing Duke gave you is the ability to stay learning. Stay curious when things stop making sense, and please ask questions when everyone around you is already pretending they know or have the answer. That ability is the one thing that never goes out of date. Keep choosing it. Second, community. Duke truly changed my life. My husband, Max, was Duke class of '93. Our closest friends, who have become extended family and aunts and uncles to our 2 girls, our classmates. Met on football teams, sections, or in our freshman dorm. The best networking event I ever attended was my freshman orientation. I don't remember every class I took here. Although a Chaucer class, which was way out of my comfort zone, has some especially hilarious recollections, I do remember sunny spring days on benches, late night food, not as nice as you have, night street strolls, recalling the prior night, and many, many road trips. My days here literally changed the course of my life and are responsible for the things that matter the most to me. My family and those friends who are now my family too. Look around this stadium. These people sitting next to you, the ones who pull all-nighters, who made you laugh when everything felt impossible, this is your community. Invest in them, celebrate them, be there. You will find that they are there for your entire life's best and lowest moments. 4 years quickly turns into 40 years of friends. It is, as a CFO, the best return you'll ever get. To the parents and families who made these 4 years of community possible, I know you sacrificed and supported these graduates as they worked to get here. The values, the confidence, the grit, the hustle, that you got this self-talk, that was all them. And what an amazing gift that is to give to all of you. And finally, show up. Be in the room, ask questions, put yourself out there. You have so many ideas right now in this stadium that the world needs to hear and to see. You will figure out who you are by stepping in and letting people push back, by doing things that scare you just a little, by raising your hand when you're pretty sure you don't have the right answer, and by taking a job that doesn't make sense on paper, but makes sense to you. Remember, there aren't that many one-way doors, so go blow through a few of those things. And if you get a no, just try a new door. Every step builds confidence, even the ones that feel like mistakes at the time, especially those. After all, the best stories always come from those moments. And one last thing in honor of Mother's Day. I grew up here in the South, right next door in Tennessee. So I got a lot of very pragmatic advice growing up. When I was nervous about doing something or worried I wasn't good enough or wasn't as smart as everyone else, my mother would say, "Amy, you're plenty smart." No solution, no working through a step-by-step plan, just "you're plenty smart." Meaning, I'm not worried. You'll figure it out. So on Mother's Day, let me pass it on from my mom to you. Class of 2026, you are certainly plenty smart. You'll figure it out. One messy step at a time. And trust me, the mess is where all the good stuff happens. You've mastered uncertainty. You're builders, you're adapters, you're learners, and you're walking into a world that has never needed those instincts more than it does right now. It needs you. And I'm so excited to see what you'll do. So go learn, go find your people, show up, grind it out. And if you ever forget about an entire state and miss your first job, you're gonna be just fine. So congratulations, happy Mother's Day, and go Duke.
Well, thank you, Amy, for those thoughtful and inspiring remarks. We're so proud that you are a member of the Duke University family. It is now my great pleasure to welcome our Provost, Chief Academic Officer, and Alfred J. Hooks Distinguished Professor Alec Gallimore.
Thank you, President Price. This is a special day for the entire Duke community. Graduates, we celebrate you at this commencement ceremony. We salute your hard work, your commitment, and your dedication. We are grateful for everything you shared with Duke along the way, your ideas and innovations, your openness to new perspectives and points of view, your collaboration and teamwork, and your steadfast support for one another. I also want to thank our amazing faculty. Thank you for teaching these students, advising them, challenging them, and encouraging them. In classrooms and labs and office hours, you have helped to shape these graduates and help them find their way, and we are grateful. Class of 2026, as you prepare to leave this beautiful university and make your way in the world, we hope you will take with you what you have learned at Duke. Beyond the textbooks and the equations and poetry, we hope you will take with you a fundamental respect for others and what they think and believe, the ability to disagree without being disagreeable, and an intellectual humility that lets you listen and absorb ideas that are different from yours and respond with an understanding of each person's humanity and value. You have accomplished so much at Duke, and you've made us so very proud. And we know you are just getting started. Congratulations. Mr. President, as the Chief Academic Officer of this university, it is now my pleasure to declare this convocation officially open for the awarding of earned degrees. As they are called, I invite the deans of the schools and the college to present degree candidates. I now call upon Suzanne Barbour, Dean of the Graduate School.
Will the degree candidates for the graduate school please rise? Mr. President, I am especially honored to be here during this, the graduate school centennial year, to present the talented candidates who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, our highest academic honor, as well as Masters of Arts, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Fine Arts, and Master of Science.
By the authority vested in me, I am delighted to confer upon you these degrees in the graduate school and welcome you to the company of those engaged in the continuing search for knowledge. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call on Mary Klotman, Dean of the School of Medicine.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the talented, compassionate, and visionary healthcare providers, scholars, and leaders of the future. These are the dedicated candidates from the School of Medicine who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Doctor of Medicine, Doctor of Occupational Therapy, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Masters of Biostatistics, Masters of Health Sciences, Masters of Health Sciences in Clinical Leadership, Masters in Health Science in Clinical Research, Master of Management in Clinical Informatics, and Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences.
By the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon you these degrees in the School of Medicine, and I welcome you to the company of those dedicated to the care of human life and health. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call on Carrie Abrams, Dean of the School of Law.
Will the degree candidates of the School of Law please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates of the School of Law who will defend the rule of law and seek justice for all. They have completed all requirements for the degrees of Juris Doctor, Master of Laws in Law and Entrepreneurship, Master of Laws in International and Comparative Law, and Doctor of Juridical Science.
By the authority vested in me, I'm delighted to confer upon you these degrees in the School of Law and welcome you to the company of those committed to the pursuit of truth and justice. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call on Edgardo Colon Emmerich, Dean of the Divinity School.
Will the degree candidates of the Divinity School please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the justice-doing, mercy-loving, Dios-walking candidates of the Divinity School who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Doctor of Ministry, Doctor of Theology, Master of Arts in Christian Practice, Master of Divinity, Master of Theological Studies, and Master of Theology.
By the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you these degrees in the Divinity School. And I salute you as you embark on vocations in service to your high calling. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call on Michael Ralph, Dean of the School of Nursing.
Will the degree candidates of the School of Nursing please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the exceptional candidates who will become leaders and innovators to advance health equity for all from the School of Nursing. They have completed their requirements for the degrees of Doctorate of Nursing Practice, Master of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
By the authority vested in me, I am delighted to confer upon you these degrees in the School of Nursing and welcome you to the company of those who apply their knowledge and compassion to provide skillful care. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call on Mary Frances Luce, Dean of the Fuqua School of Business.
Will the degree candidates of the Fuqua School of Business please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the industrious, collaborative, analytical,
and innovative candidates of the Fuqua School of Business who have completed all degree requirements of the Master of Business Administration, Master of Management Studies, and Master of Science in Quantitative Management.
By the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon these degrees in the Fuqua School of Business and welcome you to the work of building our economic future through thoughtful and responsible management. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call on Lori Bonnier, Dean of the Nicholas School of the Environment.
Will the degree candidates of the Nicholas School of the Environment please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the systems-minded, solutions-driven, and occasionally mud-covered candidates of the Nicholas School of the Environment who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Master of Environmental Management, Master of Forestry, and the International Master of Environmental Policy, the joint program between the Nicholas School and the Sanford School of Public Policy.
By the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon you these degrees in the Nicholas School and welcome you to the vital work of understanding and protecting our natural world. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call upon Manoj Mahanan, Interim Dean of the Sanford School of Public Policy.
Will the degree candidates for the Sanford School of Public Policy please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the intrepid safekeepers and regulators of our future, the candidates of the Sanford School of Public Policy who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Masters of International Development Policy, Master of National Security Policy, and Master of Public Policy.
Thank you. And before I confer these degrees, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you and recognize Interim Dean Mohanan for your outstanding service. Thank you so very much. We're grateful for your dedication and your inspiration of these graduates. And to the graduates, by the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon you these degrees in the Sanford School of Public Policy and welcome you to the company of those who seek to transform ideas into policies for our greater good. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. I now call upon Jerry Lynch, Dean of the Pratt School of Engineering.
Mr. President, will the degrees of the Pratt School of Engineering please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present the passionate, problem-solving, technology-focused, and AI-equipped candidates of the Pratt School of Engineering who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Master of Engineering, Master of Engineering Management, and Bachelors of Science in Engineering.
By the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon you these degrees in the Pratt School of Engineering and welcome you as you join those building the future and pioneering new paths for technology. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. And finally, I call on Gary Bennett, Dean of Trinity College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the degree candidates for the Trinity College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor to present these remarkably accomplished, indefatigably curious, and persistently perspicacious candidates of Trinity College, who fulfilled all requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
And I am thrilled to confer upon these contagiously celebratory candidates in the Trinity College of Arts and Sciences these degrees, and I wish you all the best as you begin to pursue careers of knowledge and to serve the world. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may take your seats.
Congratulations, graduates. Throughout your time at Duke, you've already demonstrated that you're well prepared to live lives of principled leadership. And in a society that is increasingly interconnected, you'll have a greater opportunity than ever to make meaningful change in the world. But remember, you are not going it alone. We're all fortunate to be part of a community of exceptional people of accomplishment and purpose, connected by our shared values, a global Duke family numbering hundreds of thousands strong. And we rely upon each other for help and support, for intellectual challenge, and for fellowship and encouragement to excel. Wherever life takes you from here, whether near to campus or a world away, we will always, always welcome you back to Duke. This is your home. Congratulations to the great class of 2026. And now, as we close the ceremony, please rise and join me and our student ensemble in singing the alma mater, Dear Old Duke.
Dear old Duke, thy name will sing. To thee our voices raise, will raise. To thee our anthems ring in everlasting grace.
This concludes Duke University's 2026 commencement ceremony. For everyone's safety, we ask that you exit the stadium slowly and carefully.